Hello, in this video tutorial we're going to be talking about the expenses tool. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and open up AirCrew application. I already have my tools section open. So we're going to go ahead and choose the expenses option down there. It's the second one from the bottom. And here we have either the ability to select an expense report by entering a start date and end date, or we can add a new report by clicking on the icon on the top right of the screen. We're very excited about the expenses tool. It's very simple, as you'll see, but the reporting function is very powerful. We see a lot of information. You're able to email it to yourself, text message. You can even share it on Twitter or Facebook if you'd like. I'm not sure who would want to do that, but you have the option if you'd like. So let's go ahead and get started by adding some expenses. Right now there are no expenses entered, so we're going to add some and then we're going to view the report so you can see what it looks like. So go ahead and press on the plus icon in the top right corner of the screen. And here's the expense form. Very simple. So go ahead and enter a date of the expense. So let's go ahead and enter January 1st, 2015. We're going to do the amount of $1. Now in the expense or in the amount field, it automatically formats the number for you, or the dollar amount for you. So in this example, I just pushed 100 and it automatically formatted it 1.00. If I delete this, just for example, and I type in 25, it's showing 25 cents. If I enter a 35 after that, it's going to show 25.35. So it's a very simple entry method for dollar signs or dollar amounts, and it will not and that way there's less room for error. So I'm going to go ahead and put back $1. And then under category, we've inputted several categories here for you. You can edit these, you can delete these, you can add your own. It's up to you. We just put these here as placeholders for you to perhaps use. If not, that's totally fine. You can create your own category lists. Keep in mind, if you do add a category to expense, and then you go back and you edit the category, it will change on any of those expenses. If you delete it, it will be deleted from those expenses. So just a heads up on that. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and enter van tip, since this was a van tip, and the vendor was just hotel shuttle. I'm not going to enter any notes. I am going to hit save though up on the right top corner, and I'm going to go ahead and add more expenses here, just so that when we run the report we actually have some data to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and put January 1st for this expense also, 2015. And the amount was $12.35. Category was internet, and this was at the Marriott Hotel. And I'm going to write in here San Francisco as the note. I'm going to go to the top right, select save. I'm going to add another expense on January 5th, 2015 for the amount of $45. So I just typed in 4500 and it came up. Automatically formatted it for me, and I'm going to say these are my union dues. I'm going to say just union as the vendor. And you don't have to put a vendor name in. I like to do it because it shows up on the report and it makes it look nice. Top right, select save, and I'm going to put one more expense in here. I'm going to put it on January 15th, 2015. And I'm going to put it in the amount of, let's see, $15.68. The category I'm going to say is food, and that was at the DoubleTree. And that was in, actually that was in Las Vegas. So I'm going to select save. And now I can go ahead and run my expense reports, and we entered our first expense on January 1st, and I'm going to run it through today, I'm going to run it through January 15th, which was our last transaction there. So you can put in a range of dates however you want, or whatever dates you'd like. It would be nice maybe for a monthly. You can just do 1 month. If you want to do it for a year, you can do a year. If you want to do 10 years, you can do 10 years. It actually might be pretty interesting to see how much you've spent on van tips in 10 years. I think it would be astounding to notice that you've spent, probably close to $6,000 just on van tips. Last year I calculated a little over $700 in van tips on my trips, and it adds up quickly, and it's quite shocking actually, just $1 here and there, how fast it adds up. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit display, And here I have my amounts here. You'll see I have January 2015. I have 4 expenses here. If I had another month, let's say February 2015, it would come up as a completely different section. So I'll do that here in a minute just to show you as an example. But for now, I have all my expenses listed in there in order of date. So if I press the detail icon there on the right side of the cell, I'm taken now to my expense where I can now actually edit the expense. So if I want to say I actually took $2 on this van tip for this particular day, I can go ahead and hit save, and you'll notice that the amount just updated to $2, the total for the month updated down at the bottom, and the expenses total at the very bottom updated as well. So you could see how easy it is, and the reporting function is very powerful. If I go up to the top here, by date is what I'm looking at right now. If I go by category, I could see by food, internet, union dues, and van tips. So what I was saying just a little bit ago, you can see, for example, just your van tips, how much you've spent in van tips. It'll list all the days and give you that total amount. And then, of course, it gives you the expenses total for the entire report. Now you can come up here to the top right, you can share on Facebook, Twitter, you can email a PDF to yourself, and you can also text message it to somebody. So if you want to send it to your accountant, or if you want to save it on your computer, you can email it to yourself. It's up to you. You have that option. You can. It's easily to figure out. If you choose one of those options, you'll be able to see how to do that very easily. So let me go back just for example purposes, and I'm going to actually add another expense, and I'm going to add it in November of 2014, November 17, 2014. I'm going to put $1, and I'm going to say it's a van tip again, and I'll say the vendor is hotel again, and I will hit save, and let's go back into our start date as November 3rd, 2015. I'll hit display. Oh, sorry, November 3rd, 2014. That's what I meant. Display. And now you'll see that the display is 2014 November under 1 month, and then we have all our expenses in January. So, and then it totals down at the bottom $76.03 for the 2 months. And if I go by category, of course, then you can see down here under van tips, it doubles up all the van tips. So you can see we have $3 worth of van tips there, and the total there at the bottom. So once again, you can share it if you'd like, and that's about it. If you want to delete an expense, all you have to do is just swipe to the left, and you can do that under by date or by category. Swipe to the left. If you press delete, it asks for your confirmation. You say OK, and now it's gone, and your totals automatically update for you right there. And you can go back and forth between by date and by category, and those expenses automatically updated. So expense tool, very simple, can be very powerful, very useful for you, especially when you're doing your taxes. If you have any questions, please let us know. As always, support at goflymedia.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and safe travels.